I studied chemistry. I applied chemistry, and I have a diploma in applied chemistry. I started looking for a job in the chemical industry. So I would have, done. I started looking at the big firms in England. One day when I was at home, a friend of mine who I had known because he had sold an insurance policy to me, came to see me, and this was at about 10, 11 in the evening. So at about midnight, we were in the kitchen, and he told me, he said, what are you doing? And I said, I've got this job offer at £100, but I'm not very, I don't think it's to my liking. So he said, would you, can I offer you a job? So I said, what sort of a job? He said, I'll give you a job in insurance. And I said, how much would it pay? He says, £250. So that was, £250 was much better than £100. So I asked him, what will I have to do? So he said, you'll have to work hard. So I said, okay, I'll try. When I started off in England, the job was selling life insurance. So I was trained into selling life insurance. I learned a lot about it, but the time that you had to go and sell this was by knocking on people's door, which is always at night, in the evenings and at night. And it was through summer, winter. So in winter you had to walk the whole streets knocking on people's door with snow falling around you, rain, and etc. So those were the challenges. But the interesting thing was that I was learning how to approach people, how to get their buy-in and really get them interested in looking at their insurance program. It helped me concentrate, because what it meant was that you had to have discipline, because it's, if it's raining outside or snowing outside and you're walking, you might say, let me not work today and I'll do it tomorrow. And if that happens, then you've lost your discipline. So discipline, it helped me really make sure that if I'm doing something, to concentrate on it. I came back after my father passed away. I came back with my wife, thinking that we had actually come. We said we'll be here in Kenya for 3 weeks for a holiday and meet the family. Meet the family. So it was only a 3-week holiday, and I've never gone back since. So I started helping in the background, marketing, reinsurance, and general insurance, because the company was based in Mombasa and I was in Nairobi. So I then was like a part-timer and working in the background. But then in 1983 I joined the company full-time, and then basically I looked at what was going on in the company and how we were progressing. And I knew that if we were going to stay in Mombasa with the same sort of management that we had, it would be very difficult for us to really grow. So I was able to convince that we should bring the head office to Nairobi. And then also I looked for a change in the CEO. So we brought in an insurance professional as a CEO for 2 years. And when that person left, I took over as the CEO. The thing is that whatever job you want, you take on, you must be interested in that job. Because if you don't have an interest in that job, you will never really succeed in it, because it will be a chore for you. But also the other thing that is very important is develop a passion. You have to develop the passion in that area of work that you are doing. I normally, sometimes when it's a critical position, even at a very low level, I tell the team that you do your interviews and give me the names of the final, the shortlisted 2 or 3 people. Then I say I would like to have a few minutes with each one of them, and I would sit down with them for maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes and just really try to find out what they believe in, what they would like to do. And then I also I try to find out is that if they were working for us, would they be fit in our organization? Because our APA and Apollo have got a very different culture. We don't think we are a 9 to 5 company. We do a lot of things more as a family. The person who we hire must fit in to be able to relate to other things besides just their work. Unemployment in Kenya is getting to be a very big problem, and what happens is that even, for example, what we have done is in the group we have got 450 employees, and we basically think that 450 is the limit for us. But there is something that we have always done and which we always support is we allow internship. We allow any application that comes in for an internship is that we would make sure that we will look at it critically and bring that person in for 3 months. And our internship is maybe a little bit different than many other companies. If you come in as an intern, it doesn't mean that you come in without any pay or support. We give them some sort of a stipend, so that what happens is that they can pay for their travel and other expenses. And if you are working in the head office, then the lunch is free. So that one we basically make sure that they have got some money in their pocket while they're working with us. But at the same time, they are being trained. If there is a possibility of absorbing in them in the direct sales force, then it is something that we can do. While our permanent staff might be 450, we have in the field right now more than 1,000 people, and we would like to encourage those people to go out and sell insurance. So they need to be trained as well. So training has to be given and support has to be given. The government tries to create jobs for people, but also government has got employs a lot of people. But I don't think a government job or the government's role in creating employment perhaps is the right one. What the government has to do is it has to allow private sector to flourish, because if private sector flourishes, we would know the type of employees we want, and we can take any raw employee and train them in many different ways and get them into employment. So I personally feel that the role should be in such a way that it should be a partnership between private sector and the government. If they allow us to flourish, do things that the way private sector should be allowed to do, and make sure that they help the economy and grow the economy, then what will happen is the private sector will take on a lot more jobs, because there are boundless opportunities, and as long as private sector increases its output, we can create more industries, more commercial enterprises, then jobs will be there. One thing I used to say that when I retire, I would like to become a restaurateur. But restaurant is, it's a hard job, and you got to work hard hours. But I'm a social animal. I like working with people, and even at work, I encourage, I work more with our millennials, and I try to guide them a little bit more. So one of the things that I would be doing is that I would like to be mentoring the millennials in many things. But the other thing that I love and I really enjoy is I love travel and food. Wherever I am in the world, I will try the food of that country. And I love traveling. So, and also nowadays it is less and less, but I like hiking and trekking. So what would happen is if I was not doing what I'm doing right now, perhaps 50% of the time I would end up in another part of the world. But to me, millennials are, any young person or anybody who comes into the company, a new person comes into the company or in your life, that person is the future. They are the future. We are our sell by date is gone. So what it is that the millennials are very important. We have to find a way to work with them. We have to support with them, and we have to understand them, because there was a time when I wouldn't understand them, but now we know that their character is very different. So we say that we take on somebody, and after 3 years they will go and look for another job. So we say that that's fine, because that's what we have to help to create. What I have found is that I relate a lot to millennials now than I ever did. And if one of our millennials has left the company, there are chances that I'm still in touch with them, and we would talk to them. We'll discuss things with each other, and if they need any help, sometimes they reach out to me. So it shows that there is some impact that I have made in their life, and the impact that they have made in my life. Because what happens is that if even if they come and reach out to you after 6 months and say will you can we do this also, then I'll say yes, let's look at it. And the surprising thing is that a lot of millennials who have left, when they get married, I always get an invitation. So there must be a reason why I get that invitation. And I appreciate